Coming up on Mountain News at 6, Eastern Kentuckians are stepping up to help after an unthinkable tragedy right before Christmas. And one Southern Kentucky man is fighting for his life after an ATV crash.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
As the investigation into a deadly Eastern Kentucky fire continues, people are coming together to help a hurting family. 3 children were killed and 4 other people were hurt in the fire that destroyed a home in the Sand Gap community of Jackson County late Tuesday night. The owner of a local radio station in Jackson County, along with others, are raising money for the family. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on how people are wanting to help.
Sue Caldwell and Lynetta Hunter say Jackson County people really step it up when they see those in need.
There's been a great response from the community. Everybody's wanting to help. Everybody's wanting to do something.
Donations can be made at any Jackson County bank, and churches are planning to take up love offerings on Sunday. A combination gospel singing silent auction event is being planned for January 18th.
I said, well, I'll make some phone calls. And the first thing I did was I made notes of who I needed to contact. Well, of course, I contacted the churches.
Caldwell and Hunter tell me that after this initial fundraising event, they want to shift their focus to making sure that every home in Jackson County with children has a working smoke detector. They say they already have groups ready to install them once the donations are made. They also know the family that lost their home will need a new one.
Seeing if we can get them a home built or a home, getting them reestablished in a home. That's our goal.
Kentucky State Police say there's very little they can say about their investigation. Questions do remain about the cause and the circumstances. But Caldwell and Hunter say there's work to be done now.
None of that matters when there's a great need.
In Jackson County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
And we will have more information on how you can help on WYMT.com and the WYMT News app. KSB continues to investigate a homicide on Christmas Eve in Rowan County. Around 5:30 Wednesday evening, police got a call that a man had been shot on the 6,000 block of Christie Creek Road in Moorhead. The coroner pronounced the 39-year-old man dead in the driveway. His name has still not been released. KSB tells us so far no arrests have been made. The case will be presented to a grand jury. In Corbin, police are investigating after a bank was robbed. Now, here's a picture of the man accused of committing that crime today. Police say they were informed about Fork Bank on Master Street being robbed around 10 a.m. Police believe the man is in his 40s and had on all black clothing and lime green tennis shoes. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Corbin Police at 606-528-1122. In Jackson County, a man is facing a long list of charges after he allegedly pretended to be a police officer and then led police on a chase. 43-year-old James Gabbard was arrested yesterday. Sheriff's deputies say Gabbard was trying to stop vehicles on Lodge Hall Road until he ran into the McKee police chief. The chief identified himself and ordered Gabbard to get out of the vehicle. That's when Gabbard sped off. Once police caught up to him, we're told he resisted arrest and continued to claim to be a police officer. Gabbard is facing 8 charges, including disorderly conduct, reckless driving, resisting arrest, and terroristic threatening. A Pulaski County man is fighting for his life in the ICU after an ATV crash early Christmas Eve morning. Maggie Rickerby tells us how his family is relying on their faith and a miracle for him to recover.
I mean, how do you look at the person that you love? Tell yourself you need to let him go.
It was the night before into the morning of Christmas Eve. 31-year-old William, better known as Wee Wee Adkins, was riding around on his ATV like he always did.
It was just a regular night, just like any other night. I was starting the turkey for Christmas dinner. He was having fun, just dancing, joking around, and an hour later, he's fighting for his life.
At around 2:30 on Christmas Eve morning, Rebecca Adkins, his wife, tells us her husband's ATV tire broke and the vehicle flipped.
And the way it did, it crushed like his neck up.
Right now, he is fighting for his life in the ICU. His family says what they need is a Christmas miracle to bring him home.
From conversations Rebecca has had with her husband's doctors,
They don't think he's going to recover, but I feel like I know better because I know God can turn the situation around, you know?
Rebecca says what they need right now are prayers from anyone. To her, her husband is an inspiration.
He's funny. He will make anybody laugh. He loves to help people.
He's also a father. His daughter, Brooklyn, was with him when the accident happened. Rebecca tells us his daughter gave him CPR.
He just really needs prayers. He needs to wake up. He needs to come home to me and my brothers and my mom. We all need him.
I don't want to be selfish making him live a way that, you know, like that. But I'm just hoping and praying that the outcome, at any minute, they just come in there with some good news and say something different's going to happen.
Relying on her faith and a miracle, Rebecca refuses to give up hope. In Lexington, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.
The family has also started a GoFundMe to raise money for medical bills as well as food and gas for the family to stay by his side in the ICU. A trial date was set in a federal drug case involving a Rowan County man. Matthew Owens was indicted by a federal grand jury earlier this year for possessing at least 50 grams of substances containing meth and fentanyl. He was also federally indicted for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. A trial date was set for February 19th in Ashland. In Pike County, one man is accused of leaving the scene of a collision. Pikeville police were called to the incident on Wednesday on Baird Avenue. Police say they initially could not find William Cummins, but a witness gave them a description. Police say they later found Cummins walking up Harold's Branch. Cummins was also charged with driving on a DUI suspended license.
Everybody, happy Friday. We're rolling into the last weekend of the year. That's absolutely crazy to think about. Now, this afternoon, we were dealing with a lot of clouds on that Kentucky-Tennessee border cam, yet to the north, we had some showers. On again, off again. Now, the forecast on your Saturday, big temperature spread here across the mountains. Farther north you go, you get to around Moorhead up into the Ashland area. You're into the upper 40s, low 50s. You get into the southern edge of our region, Virginia border counties, certainly the Tennessee border counties. Some of us may be 60 to 65 degrees. Those isolated showers out there this evening with a strong cold front that is just to the north of us. That is aimed more toward, with the winter weather, parts of the northeast and New England. What we're going to be dealing with is a mild southwest flow that kicks in late Saturday and especially on Sunday. When I come back in about 10 minutes or so from now, we're going to focus on a forecast that has a record high for Sunday, or at least in the ballpark, and then an Arctic blast less than 24 hours later. We're going to buckle it up for a wild ride in just a few.
All right, Chris, thank you. If you are someone who decorates with a real tree during the holidays and you are ready to start putting away the decorations, there is one way to dispose of your tree that can be seen as a final gift this season. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about Christmas for the fishes.
Christmas may be over, but cleaning up your decorations could help provide a ho-ho home for some unexpected neighbors.
If we do our job right, if we build these habitat sites right, they will be productive fishing areas for our anglers.
The Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Christmas for the Fishes program kicked off Friday, asking Kentuckians to not discard but donate their live Christmas trees to one of its 37 drop-off locations throughout the Commonwealth, including the Jenny Wiley State Resort Park in Prestonsburg.
Once we get those there, we're going to be adding an anchor to them, and we'll be putting those on our barges and placing them in the lake, to enhance our fish habitat spots.
The trees will be combined into clusters, creating natural underwater habitats to replace decaying areas, which officials say is a way to provide safety to the fish population, especially as water levels drop and fish become more vulnerable to predators.
Largemouth bass, crappie, and bluegill are kind of our most common species we see on these sites. That's the main goal of this. Our fish populations need these sites for refuge and cover. They're going to use them as feeding areas as well.
Which also provides a pool of potential for outdoor tourism, packing the waters with hot spots where anglers can cast.
We're just adding to existing structure and recognized sites that are already here, and that way they'll continue to be reliable sites. You don't have to go back and change our maps, and it's already recognized habitat here, and people are used to fishing these, and we're just kind of freshening them up with new structure.
A Christmas gift that just keeps giving.
I enjoy it a lot. It gives people a place to go catch some fish. It's pretty awesome.
Making sure the fish just keep swimming. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, donated trees must be real trees and should be free of decorations and lights. No limbs or wreaths will be accepted. You can see a list of the drop-off locations on our website. Coming up on Mountain News at 6, one Central Kentucky Police Department works to add a new piece of technology to their toolbox thanks to a partnership with Eastern Kentucky University.